I'm Turbo here for Empire TV at the International 2015, here interviewing Pyrion Flax. How are you today, man?
I'm doing great. What's up?
Pretty much everything. We're watching Secret versus VP right now. It's 1-1. Who do you have picked to win at this point in time?
I had Secret 2-0 in this game, but VP have done great. I think they've looked fantastic. I mean, I've seen them, a lot over the last few years. They've got a fantastic lineup, so this really could go either way.
And of course, this is you can hear in the arena, it's a real treat for the fans. Obviously, we're going to be sad to see both teams go. Do you think that with majors coming up, these teams, even if one of them gets eliminated this early on, it's early, but do you think they'll stay together, or do you think they have a good future together?
I hope so. I think that anytime a team goes to a LAN, doesn't win it or go super deep, and then just says, well, then we need a new team, I think that's the wrong way to do it. If you look at the successful teams, they're teams that have been together a while. You've got to build trust, you've got to build teamwork and understanding, and I think the best teams do that, and there's no reason for VP to break up. They've looked really good. If they lose this game, they've come up against one of the favorites for the tournament, but I think they can definitely go through. They've shown themselves to be very, very good.
And coming into the event, Team Secret was like the favorite to win it all. Is it surprising to you personally to see them in the lower bracket?
No, not really, because I don't think you can just take 5 amazing players, and if you took any one of those players and put them on a team, you'd say that would be one of the star players. But 5 star players doesn't make a team. They've got to find their rhythm, and they've got to find their timing and everything, and communication, and it can be very difficult. There's also a huge amount of expectation. Everybody thinks Secret should win every game. They drop a game, they start to doubt themselves, everybody gets on their backs. So no, I think that Secret are one of the favorites for a good reason. They are very good, but they're definitely beatable.
Well, I mean, we've seen that already. They're dropped to the lower bracket. And, I mean, you've been on the panel a few times. You've been running the newcomer stream with OD Pixel and Purge on there as well. So how has that experience been like, working the newbie stream?
I didn't actually do the newbie stream this year. I did it last year.
My mistake.
It's okay. I would have liked to have done it this year, but they pared it down a bit. It used to be every game. Now it's 1 series a day. But I think the newbie stream is really important. This is about getting people into Dota. If we want to see the next generation of professionals coming through, we need to excite them and get them ready to play Dota. So I'm very happy that it's back. But yeah, it was a lot of fun doing it.
And just speaking of new people coming in, one of the new entrants that we saw this year, MVP Phoenix, they just got eliminated, but they went extremely far, and it's crazy to think about how, like 2 years ago, they started playing professional Dota. Obviously, they had players before then, but that was kind of when the scene first came in. Do you think that the scene will continue to grow after this deep a run in the tournament?
I really hope so. I think if you look at the CIS scene and you see that the Dota's big there, we get all these great players coming out. I think the more people playing the game, the more chance you have of finding the next, like the next G or someone like that. So I hope the Korean Dota becomes a big thing. They love their games, they love esports, and from the way MVP have played, I want to see more of it. And I mean, you could say the same thing as well about CDEC, the Chinese team. I think they've come in out of the qualifier and they've looked phenomenal, so very exciting times ahead.
And just a little bit of a loaded question. Who's your favorite and least favorite person to work with on the panel, maybe? Maybe time for shout-outs, call-outs?
I love Blitz. He's my favorite guy to work with, not on the panel, but just in general. He's such a funny guy. On the panel, I think, honestly, everybody's done really well. I know Paul got some stick because he's not like a Dota person, but the point is, he's done a great job hosting. He's up there for every single game, every single series, start to finish, very, very professional. I think you've got so many people with so much knowledge about the game that we're just spoiled, and I feel like an idiot up there. Like, I just sit there and go like, oh, so I feel almost bad for them having to carry me, but that's what it's like when I play Dota. Someone has to carry me, and in this case, it's Melini and Winter and guys like that.
Well, I mean, you came from your YouTube channel, which was massively popular. Is it surreal for you to be on the panel at the biggest esports event in the world?
Of course it is. I hope it's surreal for everybody else. Like, it's just one of those weird things. I think because of the timing of when I did what I did, it was like there wasn't many other people doing funny videos at the time. Now there's loads of people, so it was just a timing thing. People knew me from a few years now, so it was pretty much that. I've never got where I am based on my Dota knowledge, but I'd like to think that I'm brave enough to ask the stupid questions because somebody out there like me will be thinking the same thing. So, I mean, if you talk about growing the scene, we want to see Korea expanding, you know, I think it's important to make the game as welcoming as possible. So that's always been my thing. I try to let people know it's a fun game, it's hard, but enjoy it anyway.
All right, thank you very much for the work that you're doing for the community. I'm sure many people appreciate it. And thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us. This is Turbo for Empire TV at the International 2015, signing out.
Cheers.